For generations, rice farming has been defined by two deeply ingrained habits: keeping the crop submerged in deep standing water and dumping massive amounts of urea into the soil all at once. But watch exactly what happens when you broadcast a massive handful of those chemical granules directly into a flooded field. This approach can suffocate the root system, invite disease, and actively suppress the final yield. Modern agronomy approaches the rice paddy as a biological system. Researchers now use data-driven tools to synchronize field interventions with the plant's specific growth stages. Achieving a heavy harvest requires moving away from the calendar and following 5 rules synced to the plant's biological life cycle. Long before a seedling touches the mud, the physical chemistry of the soil must be set. That starts with aggressive puddling to churn the earth and integrating organic compost to build a rich base layer. But the most crucial step is flattening the terrain. In an uneven field, water pools in deep depressions, drowning the roots there, while leaving elevated plants bone dry. Once the ground is level, often through laser leveling, the actual transplanting requires strict geometry. Seedlings must be planted at a shallow depth, with consistent spacing between each cluster. Cramming too many plants into one spot forces them to fight each other for survival. Proper spacing ensures every stalk gets the airflow and sunlight needed to thrive. A leveled and mathematically spaced field sets the baseline. Without this physical foundation, subsequent water and fertilizer management will likely fail. The first nutritional error happens right at planting. It is common practice to dump an entire season's worth of nitrogen, usually as urea, into the soil at once. Agricultural research councils recommend a different approach, the split-dose strategy. At the time of transplanting, the soil receives a basal dose. This delivers 100% of the required phosphorus and potash, but only a small fraction of the nitrogen. The remaining nitrogen is held back. It is deployed only during 2 biological milestones: the tillering stage, when the plant branches out, and the panicle stage, when the grain heads form. During these early stages, weeds must be eradicated so they don't steal these nutrients. Furthermore, micronutrients like zinc should only be added if a soil test confirms a specific deficiency. Managing nutrition is a sequence of biological milestones. Delivering specific elements at the moment of physical demand prevents chemical waste and avoids the risk of plant toxicity. When the plants reach the tillering stage, they require a second dose of nitrogen to support rapid growth. This is where a common habit causes the most damage. Broadcasting urea into standing water causes the nitrogen to dissolve, drift away, or evaporate before the roots can reach it. The scientific countermeasure is to drain the standing water out of the field before applying the top dressing. In fact, the overall water requirement is lower than traditional methods suggest. A shallow layer of about 3 centimeters at transplanting is sufficient, increasing to 5 to 10 centimeters as the plant matures. Rice thrives on consistent soil moisture, rather than a permanent flood. Managing the water depth during fertilization ensures that the nitrogen is actually absorbed into the root zone. Eventually, the panicles fill with grain, the stalks turn golden, and the crop reaches the end of its cycle. One final intervention remains. Exactly 7 to 10 days before the harvest begins, all remaining water should be drained from the field. Drying out the field hardens the ground. This prevents workers from sinking into the mud and protects the final quality of the grain. The process relies on 5 rules: level the field, test the soil, split the nitrogen doses, drain before top dressing, and manage water depth based on plant age. Agricultural mastery is a result of observing the plant's biological state. Success comes from acting when the evidence demands it, rather than following outdated traditions.